Hi, it's me, Alisa, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before I get started, please hit that subscribe button below so that you don't miss any episodes. I am an IFS practitioner, and I do a lot of energy work, creative expression, and I also have a lot of training in somatic modalities. All of that to say that on this channel, we bring together IFS, the energetic, the metaphysical, and creative expression to help you on your healing journey. Now, on today's episode, I want to continue on with the discussion about the narcissistic system and the empathic system and how they interact, but looking at that through an IFS lens. In the first video, I gave you tons of information, and it could be overwhelming, especially without a visual. I wish I had my whiteboard. I love whiteboards. One of my managers really loves my whiteboard. But I want to break out one of those parts. Well, at least one of the dynamics in there. Particularly with the gaslighting behavior, because I know when I've talked to several people, they're like, oh, it's gaslighting. Gaslighting is the most painful behavior, which is funny because if I was to really tell you the behavior that bothers me the most, it was the silent treatment, which would be a form of gaslighting, but it was very painful. So gaslighting is twisting reality. Like, your reality isn't true. I'm going to make it fit into my version of reality. You can look up a definition and it might say something slightly different. I'm not gaslighting you, says a part. Sorry, my humor part had to come in. But yeah, basically what's going on here is there's parts of the narcissistic system that they're just not there to give them internal validation. So where we may have as empaths, right, a very panicky part, so do they. Now, this is where this little breakout part, it's like if you have a breakout room in Zoom, this is sort of what we're doing here. They're like, I need the story of me and the story I create out here, like this narrative that I show to the world, to be true. But I can't internally validate that. So I am going to make you agree with me. So I'm going to bend reality until you do. And that's because they have an exile, right? And it could have a various amount of burdens, but it's because, there is a deep fear in that exile that I am bad. I am not all these things, actually, that I'm saying I am out here. So because they don't have that sense of internal validation, they're going to push it hard out here in this energy. And I need you to agree with me. And because self-energy is that ultimate sense of acceptance and meeting someone where they're at, it's almost like somebody wanting to feast on it, if you will. Now, being an empath, you're going to sense that need and want to comfort and right. But remember, you have some common exiles here, right? The sense of I'm bad. You're going to sense the exile underneath, and it's going to resonate with your energy. I'm bad. There's something wrong with me. And you're not going to be sure why you're feeling this. Like, what's wrong? I don't understand. What's going on? Why are you doing this, right? And you're trying to get your reality validated by somebody who is not going to do that, because if they were to validate your reality, that would mean they're validating their burdens, and that they can't do that because that would put them into a shame spiral. And if you remember from before, their shame they project out. So anytime you mirror back a reality, their critic over here is going to project out at you. So they have a critic, but it's a critic that gives the shame out. Your critic, when you're empathic, hears this, and because you are feeling stuff out here that feels like energy you have in here, your critic goes internal. So they have an external critic, you have an internal critic. Similar part, different direction. So it's the direction of the energy. So I just wanted to break that small piece down. What do we do with this? Well, both people were looking for self-energy, but both people are not going to get it from the other. Because they're going to, energy meets energy. So this is going to keep getting stronger. Please validate my reality. No. So what we really want and need is our own self-energy, and it's really being in our truth. And instead of trying to talk to these parts, it's what are we walking in? What are we doing anyway? And just kind of looking at that, because a lot of times we have the physical, the mental, emotional, and spiritual. With narcissistic parts, a lot of times they're using the verbal. They may be using a physical distance. Obviously, the energetic conversation here is getting really confusing. But what is the truth you are actually acting in? Not them, because we often say actions speak louder than words. Well, instead of focusing on their actions, focus on yours. What are your actions? That tells you your truth. And then see what's in alignment with your energy, and what is in alignment with your words, and what is in alignment with your body. And then you'll know your truth. Then you'll start to get a glimpse or a taste of your own energy. And as you start to access that, what they're saying and doing isn't going to be as relevant. You won't need to understand as much or be understood. I'm not saying this is going to be perfect, but it will start to shift a bit more. You will notice them upping things here, but it won't matter as much because your self-energy is self-interested. So please leave comments or questions down below. I'm happy to answer them or reach out. I do see people individually, even if it's virtually by distance, and I will be talking to you soon.